Terry.
Talk to me, Dan.
Rugby League Outlaws is back, mate. Has anything happened since we last recorded?
No.
Sweet. See you next week.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Rugby League Outlaws, brought to you by Punctured Media, TopSport Tips, and our friends at Zero Fucks Clothing. Dan, we have a lot to talk about.
We certainly do. It's never an off season, mate.
Nah, never an off season in rugby league. Look, we need some time, effort, and attention to the Dolphins.
Welcome to the Dolphins.
Now, we don't know where they're based because the is not a place in Australia, but welcome, Dolphins.
They're slightly north of Brisbane, but not quite the Central Coast Dolphins. Rolls off the tongue.
Yes, absolutely. Now, they have put out a target list of all the players they want. Cam Munster today has come out and said that he is going to take up his 2023 option with the Melbourne Storm.
Smart.
And he wants to finish his career there.
Fair call.
Cody Walker re-signed until the end of 2023, and Regan Campbell-Gillard has extended until the end of 2025, which leaves one name who will probably be the first marquee signing.
The inaugural signing for the whatever they happen to be this week, Dolphins.
The Dolphins.
Kalen Ponga.
It's Kalen Ponga.
I believe so.
Yeah, I believe he's going to go there as well.
It hasn't quite worked out at Newcastle because they're a horrible club and they're a horrible club.
And they've got a horrible fan base.
Terrible fan base.
Fan base. But look,
really bad.
If there's anything that's going to get you away from a bad club and a bad fan base, it's an awful green logo.
It's an even worse club and no fan base.
Yeah. Look, I think Ponga as well. He's got to realise that experiment's over now. Mitchell Pearce is going. They're going to replace Mitchell Pearce with Luke Wilson.
Terrible people. You deserve this.
Yeah. So I think Kalen Ponga. The best thing for him to do is just go up there and be the marquee player.
Look, just play wherever Uncle Wayne puts you. Cash in, 4-year deal. That's him done. Then you can go play rugby.
You got to have a look at him though. He's a diet Darren Lockyer. So if Uncle Wayne thinks that he can go from fullback to 5'8", he will do it.
He will.
Yeah, absolutely he will. Next cab off the rank is the big one for us, the debate. And let's have a quick one about this. Where is Brandon Smith going to sign for 2023?
I think he should sign for the Titans. I think they're a superstar hooker away from being a genuine title contender.
Yep.
All their players are young. Their next 3 or 4 years are going to be outstanding. I think we'll see the Titans, if not win a premiership, go very close. With Smith, I think they're a genuine title contender.
I just don't think they have enough money now.
That's true. Where do you get it? And you can't replace Mitch Rain, who's on very little.
Well, Mitch Rain's gone to Parramatta.
Well, $1 million player. If Smith can get $1 million, where's he going to end up?
Well, if anyone is going to be able to give Brandon Smith $1 million and not feel the pinch, I think he's going to go to the Sydney Roosters.
Yeah, they got $6 million free.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Can you imagine?
You do have to think, though, of the players that they have lost. They haven't really signed anyone of note recently. Brandon Smith is a big name signing for them.
Look, he certainly is. And again, they don't have a number 9 who screams. Like Verrill's a very, very good footballer, but Brandon Smith.
Yeah, you go, and the thing is, if Brandon Smith is going to start at number 9 and then play the final 20 minutes of the game at lock because you need to bring someone like Verrills on, that's fine. He just didn't want to continually share, and he didn't want to play less than 40 minutes at dummy half. But I think he's going to go there. Look, the Bulldogs are saying they want a piece of Brandon Smith. They've spent too much money as well. I just think the Titans have invested way too much money into Tino and Fafita, and they got Isaac Louis, who wasn't cheap because Cronulla wanted him and a couple of other clubs wanted him as well.
Brimson just re-signed a big contract.
Yeah, they had to upgrade Campbell.
That's true. Look,
Brian Kelly is going to be due a big contract soon.
Yeah, maybe the money's not there. I think in terms of what he should do, it's the Titans, but you make a lot of sense. God, I hate that.
Yeah, Fodder Baker as well. He's another one.
Yeah, true.
So,
don't go to Roosters.
I think the only club that can give him that money at the moment is the Sydney Roosters.
Redcliffe?
Oh, I mean, it would be a good move for Redcliffe, but I think it would be a bad move for him personally. He needs to go to an established team.
That's true. And with Redcliffe, they can't fall into a situation where they buy $3 million players.
Yeah.
Because the rest of the cap is going to be made up of, the Chad Townsends of the world.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. With your
squad fillers.
Your squad fillers, yeah. They can't go out there and get 5 absolute marquee. But you could get Ponga and Smith and build a team around that, but I think Smith's got to take the money and go to the Roosters.
Yeah, look, fair call. I want him to go to the Titans. In hilarious news, Terry,
Paul
McGregor has signed as a consultant for the Parramatta Eels. What's he going to consult on? How to start the season well and bomb out, miss the finals? They already do that.
Well, the thing is, they brought him and Michael Ennis on. Now, it's really interesting. Anytime Michael Ennis makes a move, you can see Cronulla fans turn around and going, oh, we need to bring Ennis home. We need to bring Ennis home. Cronulla wasn't his home. He spent 2 years. 7 homes. Yeah, he spent 2 years with us. He spent longer at the other clubs. He's, yes, we won him a premiership as a player, but we didn't have the capacity to give him that coaching role. And what's he actually achieved in his coaching role? I don't see the love. Like, I see the love in for Ennis, the player. I don't see the love in for Ennis, the coach. I'm happy that he's gone to Parramatta.
Yeah, fair call. And I'm really happy McGregor went to Parramatta.
I am as well. The other thing, just speaking on Michael Ennis there as well, is... we've got a rookie head coach. We've got a very inexperienced assistant coach in Josh Hannay. We've got a very experienced assistant coach in Stephen Price. You don't want to keep adding all these inexperienced people in with Fitzy, because if it doesn't work, you're going to turn around and go, where were his supporting cast?
That's a good point.
It is thank you.
Sir Fitz doesn't need him.
Nah, Sir Fitz doesn't need him at all. In big news this week...
Where's the draw, Terry?
That's it. We were all hanging out for the draw on Friday.
They promised me Friday.
Where were the leaks? Where were the spoilers? We got round 1, and then they said the draw will be out this Tuesday. Yeah, see you next Tuesday.
They go, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Come on. I want to plan my entire life. I hate the off-season. You've seen what it does to me. Just release your draw.
We have been told that round 6, the Easter weekend, has been leaked. We'll have a little bit on that later on in the show.
Some exciting / horrible news.
On the Melbourne Storm.
Yep.
We're saying, where's Brandon Smith going to go? What's going to happen with this player? Nelson Asafa-Solomona has said that he will not take the vaccine.
He's got to take the consequences.
Yeah. The consequences of him at the moment are not much.
We can't leave Melbourne because he can't get back into Melbourne.
That's it. He can't leave Melbourne. So what happens there with Melbourne? Do you terminate his contract, or do you just say, okay, well, if you're only doing 50% of the work, you only get 50% of the pay?
That's how it should fall for mine. Now, look, whatever. We're not getting into politics. But if you're available for half the time, then the obvious reason is... Now, look, say they make the grand final and one of their best forwards can't play because the game will be in Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
That, to me, says you got to look at moving him on, or say, you're a bit part player now, mate. The decisions will be made, and that will come into it.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's really taken consideration here.
And it's not like we heard today that Parramatta, the Bulldogs and the Sharks have got one player that has not taken the vaccine, right? So our player can leave New South Wales and come back, can go into Queensland and come back, can't go into Melbourne. So technically they're going to miss one game.
One game, yeah.
Unless we
plus a prelim, probably.
Yeah, unless we're unlucky to take Melbourne in the finals. But it's different for Nelson, because if he leaves, he can't come back in.
Absolutely big time. It's going to come into it. It's going to cost people a lot of money. It's his decision. We'll still see where it goes. Speaking of decisions, though, Terry, Adam Elliott's made a questionable one because he's a very good player. I don't think he's lived up to his potential. Canberra's not the place.
Canberra was the only team that offered him a contract, though, if you read into it.
Oh, there you go.
Well, it was them and St George, so he probably made the right decision.
Canberra or retire.
Yeah, look, I think in terms of Adam Elliott, the person off the field, if you're looking to rebuild a culture, he's not the kind of person that you want there. But Adam Elliott on the field is very good. And I think maybe just getting away, Canberra don't get hammered in the media.
That's true.
I think if he can go down there and just really clean himself up for a year, then he'll get that 2-year, 3-year, get other clubs coming into him as well. I really want to see Adam Elliott hit his potential. Look, Ricky Stewart can work well with forwards. He's lucky he's not a halfback. Look,
that's very true. Now, my counterpoint would be moose heads. There will be trouble.
Yeah, look, $4 bourbons are going to be screaming his name.
I'll put in his contract, no moose heads. Yeah. It's like the Northies clause at Cronulla, but for Canberra. Now, I find it quite funny that they call Ricky Stewart Stickman. Adam Elliott is the most famous stickman of all.
I tell you what, you'd be nervous if it was your turn to host a barbecue for Canberra. Dan.
Talk to me, Terry.
It's time to talk some Sharks.
Gosh.
Been waiting for this.
Too long.
We're back.
We're back. And so are the players.
Yeah.
Most of them.
We saw some training trial players come out. All the youngsters have come back. I want to talk about some players I'm excited to see this year playing for us.
Please.
But here we are. Let's start off with the... is it big news? Is it not big news? Luke Metcalf has allegedly signed for the New Zealand Warriors for 2 years.
Look, if he has signed, it's not big news. But if he hasn't signed, then it's big news.
Yeah. Look, Buzz Rothfield has come out and said in his column today that he expects Cronulla to fight tooth and nail. Luke Metcalf hasn't actually signed. It would be hilarious if Luke Metcalf does a Toby.
Yeah, he goes,
no, I'm not going there. But look, For any Sharks fan out there who is blowing up about Luke Metcalf coming back and then losing a young talent again, I challenge you right now, name your 1 to 17 this year. Luke Metcalf's not in it.
Relax.
Yeah.
It's okay.
He's a good player.
He's a great player and he's speedy, but he played,
He's played 4 games.
Minutes last year.
He's played 4 games.
I like him. I would prefer he stay. He absolutely important to us this year because of our lack of depth in the halves. Next season, I can't find a spot for him in the 17. The only way he plays a lot of football is when Moylan gets injured, if Trindle or Hines don't work out, and that's not going to happen.
Yeah, and you know, I get it. Like, he scored 2 tries against the Tigers and they're a banter club, whatever, but some of his moments weren't good moments or weren't great moments. Yes, he's a young kid, raw, lots of talent in there somewhere. It's his decision if he thinks Nathan Brown can go and unlock that. But
I would argue that that's not a good decision.
Look, it's a great move for him because he's going to go and play football. He's not going to play football. He's not a centre. He's not top of Will Kennedy. He's not taking the 6 or 7 spot. And you've probably got Connor Tracy or Matt Moylan on the bench ahead of him.
Look, that's exactly right. They're going to give him first-grade football. He's going to play with Sean Johnson, which in itself is pretty damn amazing for a young kid. He'd be silly not to take the role. If you're watching, Luke, and we know you are, stay with Cronulla, but we'll wish you the best if you do move on.
Stay with us for this year, and then go and get that football for you. You're not going to win a premiership at the Warriors, so use them as a stepping stone and come back and win
us titles. It's been done before with worse players.
We've announced some pretty handy depth signings this year. Topped off with the signing of the Petro Civoniceva medalist, Jaden Beryl. Now,
this came out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting.
No.
Usually hit the media or we hear rumours, rumblings.
Yeah. But thank you, Matt Rogers, because he's his manager.
What a man. Yeah. What a man. We love you, Matty. We know he's watching too. Now, look, this guy played here in a pretty decent Queensland Cup. Gone to the days where it was a laughable competition. There are some real talented players coming out of there. He's worked 9 to 5 his entire career. He's never had a full-time contract. I'm excited to see what he can do.
He's 26 years old, getting his first crack. He's one of the mature players. This is awesome because it's great that he can play 9, utility, he can play in the halves, he can play a bit of back row, but it's genuine competition for Blake Brayley.
Something he hasn't had since his brother left. And we always knew that the young Brayley was far better than his brother. So that was never really competition. It was just getting him ready. Last year, we had no backup number. No. It was Billy Magoulias. At best,
Well, Kyle Patterson, but he hasn't played footy for 2 years.
Exactly right. Now there's a player who, look, if Brails gets injured, we don't, because I'm expecting him to have a monster season. We had a player that comes in straight away, does the job. Fantastic signing, Sir Fitz.
Absolutely, and that's what he said as well. It took one conversation from Fitz, Mooney, and Matt Rogers, and it got it over the line.
That's all we need.
Yeah, that's all you need. If you can speak to Matt Rogers and Craig Fitzgibbon, they're going to sell you that dream. Worst kept secret, we've announced Lockie Miller.
Fantastic. Yeah. I'm excited. Now, look, there are 2 ways to look at this, positive or negative. I'm going to take the positive because Sharks, great outlook.
Yeah.
Speedy player, knows how to find the try line, has played plenty of league as a junior. He scored plenty of tries as 7s, which, as you see, is a pop-gun game. A lot of fun, but not rugby league worthy. There's nothing negative about this signing for me. If you're expecting a world beater, don't. Yeah. Not the first year, but let's give this guy a break. He's going to score it. Ton of tries for Newtown.
Look, again, it's another player. He's 27 years old, so it's a mature player. You're going to get him in his straps. He's going to be physically fit because these 7s players travel all around the world and play in a lot of heat. Absolutely. I said at the beginning of the week it was a signing that I couldn't really get around. I thought it was a bit of a I thought it was a bit of a gimmick signing, but the more I think about it now, like, he's not going to start in our round 1 team unless he absolutely blows everyone off the park. But this is a guy who dropped a guaranteed contract in America to sign for us. Evidently, his spot's been taken by Will Chambers, so we've swapped him out.
That worked out well.
Yeah, look, it's if he plays some first grade for us this year, okay, we've probably got an injury crisis. Probably for 2023, you'd be looking at him pushing for a first grade spot.
Brilliant work. What Cronulla have done this year is they've signed for need.
Yeah,
we've seen in the years gone by where we lost Bird and we went and spent a lot of money on Dugan. In retrospect, I still back that
like
signing.
The Dugan signing, yeah.
But in retrospect, probably a year too long and the money was too much. This time, Sir Fitz has gone out and he's got the half that we need. He's gone out and got, the players, the outside backs that we need because we're screaming for depth. Plus, he's pushed Harodi down the depth chart, which makes me a little bit happy.
One thing that makes me happy is Aiden Tolman staying around for a year. Now, we're talking about...
You go first because I'm going to get angry.
Okay, cool. You can get angry. Well, we're talking about Fitz coming in and changing the culture of a club, and he wants good footballers and good people, and that's what Aidan Tolman is. He's a good footballer. He's a good person. He's not going to play footy for us this year, a lot of footy for us this year. I'm okay with this signing.
I've logged into the Facebook groups and seen negativity about this re-signing. A bloke who has 200 some odd games, who was at times a fringe origin forward, was amongst the best forward in the game at his peak. Never hear a bad word of him on or off the field. He's the sort of player that'll make 30 tackles, run himself ragged, and people are still bagging him. Stop it!
Here's an interesting stat for you about Aidan Tolman, but the first time he got suspended in his career was in 2009, and then the second time he got suspended in his career was when we had the head-high crackdown.
Nice guy.
Clean skin.
He got robbed once.
Very rarely gives away penalties.
Stop it.
Doesn't miss games. He's reliable, but he's going to be... Fitz has worked with him in the country team.
And he's not Aaron Woods. Another signing that came out of nowhere, Matty Cavallo. Don't mind it at all.
I don't mind it in the fact that, as you mentioned before, it keeps pushing Mawini Hiroti down the list. I think this could be a handy signing if Ronaldo Mulatalo can capitalise on his potential and go, I'm going to make the centre spot mine.
He certainly should make the centre spot his. We've been calling him for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. This guy can find the try line, which is something that certain aforementioned wingers couldn't do. He's quick. His meters are way higher than what I thought.
Yeah.
He's more than just a 5-try against the bum team player who got caught up last minute. I'm excited about this signing, not in the fact that he's going to be the Valentine Holmes we saw in the wing. Solid, again, a signing we needed, and one that left the Roosters because Fitz said, oi, come, we're building something special at Cronulla.
So I had a look into Matty Cavallo, when it was talk that we were going to sign him. I really couldn't get around this. I was trying to talk myself down off the ledge. I threatened to buy a Manly membership because that's how much this signing really annoyed me. And I had a look at his stats. 15 games, 14 tries, 14 line breaks, 2 tries, 651 metres a game. The glaring issue is his hands. He can have some real good games where he takes every bomb, and he can have some games where he's absolutely terrible. I'm okay with this signing. As I said, it now pushes Ronaldo to make that... Like, the left centre spot is open.
It's there.
It's there.
Absolutely there.
You know, if Connor Tracy's lining up as our centre in round 1, you're kind of sitting there going, oh, but you need Ronaldo to just
that potential.
Take that leap, come in, be our centre, and he doesn't have to defend on the wing anymore.
No, which is a plus. I want him to get the ball more often than he does. I prefer Connor on the wing anyways to centre, so I think Ronaldo has to start.
Yeah.
Terry,
talk to me, Dan.
We have round 1 opponents, and it is a delicious game if I do say so myself.
It is. Look, Canberra on a Saturday, 5:30, away in Canberra. Yeah, Moosehead's on a Friday night. I'm absolutely looking forward to it. Look, this is, for us getting an away trip, a tough away trip out early. And the thing is, we're going to see how Fitz has conditioned us.
That's very true. Look, we don't typically win round 1, except this year, of course. So losing to Canberra, not such a big deal. If this was, and we've lost games to worse teams before in round 1, I'm happy with this because it'll be a battle-hardened game.
Yeah.
Canberra are going to win the premiership next year, but they're not going to finish down the bottom either. I'm real happy with this.
We're going to see some fit players at the Sharks, and we're going to see players who have fought all off season to impress our new coach coming in. And we're going to see what our coaches put in. We're going to see what defensive structures we have, what Steve Price has thrown in. I'm really looking forward to this round 1 game.
Sharks 13 plus.
Yeah, now look, the first 7 games for Cronulla, we probably aren't going to play a game at Shark Park, but we are going to have home games. Talk to us about that, Dan.
Look, I don't mind this. Now, you can't go to the NRL and say, hey, we need this exact draw. I mean, you can, but they're going to tell you to go away. There's going to be games that we're going to play at home or away. Now, there's a train of thought that we just go back to Cogra.
No.
Or we take our game to Coffs Harbour that we do every year. We go to Sunny Coast. Maybe we take a game to New Zealand if that's possible. Who knows at this stage?
For the first half of the year, it's not. From what I think...
Well, don't do that then.
We'll end up playing the Titans in our home game at Coffs Harbour, and we'll play the Cowboys at home at the Sunshine Coast, and we'll have 5 away games, which is perfect for us because that means the back end of the season when we're really hitting our fit straps, we're at home, baby.
Home game city.
Yeah.
Oh, sign me up.
We may, there is the other talk going around that we may play another home game in that stretch at Shark Park, but it's going to be capped capacity. I'd rather just have the away games.
Take it to Sunny Coast. Yeah. Sell 12,000.
Yeah.
Smash the Cowboys and their useless halfback /5'8". Yeah. Come home. Now, who would you want to play in our first game, our return to Shark Park? For me, there's only one answer.
It's the Dragons.
Tigers for me. I want to win by 50.
No, for mine, I want to see us play the Dragons in our first game back.
It has to be the Dragons. And there has to be a serious no Dragon policy implemented by the NRL.
Yeah, absolutely. Or give them an away, baby. Give them like 6 seats.
Yeah, and we sit in them. What are we going to do?
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll buy the away seats.
Yeah, it's done.
Look, round 6 has been leaked. We are playing on Easter Saturday.
Exciting. Good.
Away to the Storm.
Not good.
And look, the final thing that I think we have to talk about is today it was released that us, the Eels, and the Bulldogs are one player away from being fully vaccinated. We are not going to mention any names on who we think it is. But we're in a pretty good spot, as we said, as opposed to Nelson Asafa-Solomona. Our guys can travel to Queensland. Our guys can travel anywhere. The only thing that our player, who we don't know who it is yet, won't be able to do is go to Melbourne and come back. So round 6, this player won't be able to play.
Yeah, just win by 20.
Yeah, who cares? And for any of our fans out there that are thinking about this week, we're going to see Dale Finucane and Cam McInnes and all our superstar players coming back. It's not this week.
No, it's not. We've seen a tweet from the man himself, the great man Gaz, that said there'll be no Nico Hines this week in Sharks colours.
Nico Hines. Right, it's time for another segment for our good friends at TopSport Tips.
Terry, you got one. You're on the board, mate.
I'm on the board.
Welcome.
1 from 4. That's all right. I don't want to take all their money. I did it all NRL season.
Nah, look, they rebuild the kitty next season. We take them. Look, I again went 1 from 2, which is pretty good considering. Yeah. So I'm sitting on 50%. I'll take it.
Absolutely, you are. Look, let's talk about your tips that you got on the board.
Thug Rose, she did it. Came down to a decision. Some Twitter, handsome Twitter members thought the result would go the other way. Member. Perhaps they should look into the sport if they're going to make such ridiculous comments. Thug Rose got the job done. Look, Canelo got the job done. He finished the fight as I knew he would. Unfortunately, he waited a round and a half too late for me. That's okay. I got the one I wanted. Sweet as. Yeah,
look, for mine, Phoenix Suns to beat the Atlanta Hawks happened today. I was about to go 2 from 2 because Denver had the line covered against Houston and Houston hit a late 3.
Whoosh, gun. That's okay, mate. That's all right. This week, I guarantee 4 out of 4.
Yeah, I mean, the lock's in on this.
That's done.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of Terry's lock of the week,
here we go.
We've got this. I've got the Philadelphia 76ers to cover the line against the Toronto Raptors.
Playing Friday morning, yeah?
They are playing Friday morning. Look, they are getting all their players back this week, Philadelphia, except Ben Simmons. And so what's your lock of the week?
Look, I'm going to go with football again because I've had no luck elsewhere, so I'm going to go with something I know for a change. Look, next week, Green Bay, Seattle Seahawks could be the game of the year. We've got 2 potential quarterbacks coming back, superstar quarterbacks in Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers, if Dr. Joe Rogan says it's okay to play. This would be a great game, don't care who plays. Seattle for mine. They need to win more than Green Bay. It's on. Lock it in.
And second pick for me, look, I'm going to go with my Oklahoma City Thunder to get their 3rd win of the season. They're going to beat the Sacramento Kings.
Easy. For me, my second tip is simple. It is the Pats over the Browns due to the fact that Chad Townsend sports them.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Rugby League Outlaws, brought to you by Punctured Media. Look, don't forget to like and subscribe on all the social channels. Give them a follow. Make sure you trash Dan and I in the comments. We've really appreciated your support this year. We'll be back next year bigger and better. And Dan, as always, Rugby League, baby!